All right, today we're jumping into a short but really powerful story. It's called The Broken Clock. And trust me, this is a tale that might just change how you see the imperfections in your own life.
And boom, right from the get-go, we get the central theme. This one line kind of sums it all up. It's asking us to really question our own ideas about what it means to be useful or to have value. So let's just hang on to that thought as we dive in, okay?
Okay, so our story kicks off with a guy named David. And at the heart of it all is, well, an old wall clock. But this isn't just any clock, you know? It's more than that. It's a symbol of something that used to be so reliable, so constant, and now it's just kind of fading away.
Yeah, right away the story makes it clear this is not just some piece of machinery. It's this really powerful metaphor, right? It stands for all those things we toss aside. You know, the projects we give up on, or maybe even the relationships we let go of because they're not perfect anymore. And we watch its decline happen, and it happens fast. I mean, for years, it was the go-to timekeeper. Then, just last month, it started slowing down. And then one morning, that was it. It just stopped, frozen at 7:42. And now, it's just sitting there, covered in dust. A pretty quick fall from grace, isn't it? And this, right here, is basically the final nail in the coffin. David just tosses it into a box, and that one thought, he knew he wouldn't fix it. Wow, that says so much, doesn't it? It's total resignation. For him, the clock story was over. It was officially useless.
But then, the story takes a turn. We're shifting gears now, away from this slow decline and into this one very specific, very rushed morning. And you can just feel it. The stage is being set for something totally unexpected. So here's where things get interesting. It's just a normal, chaotic morning, right? He's grabbing his keys, heading for the door, but then he stops. Something breaks that routine, and the pace of the story just slows right down, making us lean in and go, wait, what did he see?
And what he sees, it's almost magical. That forgotten dusty old clock is suddenly lit up, just glowing in this perfect beam of sunlight. This thing that was basically dead and discarded is now the absolute center of attention. It's just a beautiful, kind of surreal picture.
So he looks at the clock, and the hands, which were stuck at 7:42, remember? They're now pointing to 8:15. And for just a split second, David thinks, hey, that's the right time. It's this weird, perfect moment of synchronicity. And of course, what's the first thing you'd think? Did it start working again? It's this moment of pure disbelief, of wonder. And we're right there with him, trying to figure out what is going on.
But then, the twist. He pulls out his phone, the real source of truth for the time, and he gets a jolt. The clock is wrong. It's not 8:15 at all. It's 8:27. And that 12-minute difference, well, that's about to become the most important 12 minutes of his entire life.
So that one little moment, that distraction, that confusion, it made him late. The clock showing the wrong time created a very real and, as we're about to see, a very critical delay.
And here we go. We're at the climax of the story. That tiny, what seemed like an insignificant delay has just set in motion a chain of events that leads to, well, this fateful moment.
So he runs to his car, he rushes out onto the main road, and then he sees it. A huge delivery truck just slams through the intersection he would have been crossing. If he had been on time, if he hadn't stopped to look at that broken clock, he would have been right there, right in its path.
And in that one instant, it all just clicks. The glowing clock, the wrong time, the delay. It wasn't broken, it wasn't a malfunction, it was a message. And the shock of what could have happened just hits him like a ton of bricks.
So with that realization, the whole tone of the story shifts again. We move from that high-stakes drama to this moment of really deep understanding. This is where the clock's true purpose is finally revealed.
See, the clock's job that day was never to tell time. Its real purpose was to create a distraction, to show the wrong time, to cause a crucial delay, and ultimately to save his life. Its greatest failure was actually its greatest achievement. Just think about that.
So when David gets home, everything has changed for him. That forgotten object is now something to be revered. He dusts it off, hangs it right back on the wall in its place of honor, and just whispers, "Thank you." It's this simple act of finally recognizing its real worth.
And this really brings us to the heart of it all, doesn't it?
This isn't just a story about David and his clock. It's a universal lesson about finding value in the things we might otherwise just write off as broken. I mean, look at this complete 180 in perception. What he first saw as useless, broken, and a failure was actually a warning, a protector, a savior. The very things that made it a bad clock were exactly what saved his life. It's pretty amazing.
So, what does this whole story really show us? Well, that purpose isn't always what you think it is. It's not always conventional. Value isn't always about being perfect. Sometimes, the most profound meaning is hidden inside the imperfections. And maybe, just maybe, the things we think are useless are just waiting for the right moment to show us what they're really for.
And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. What in your life seems broken? What have you written off as a failure or just useless? Could it be a project that stalled out? A tough relationship? Maybe even something you see as a personal flaw? Is it possible its real purpose just hasn't shown up yet? Definitely something to